Hi everybody, Big Dave. So this is day 2 of the after extractions. Still having problems talking, but pain's been pretty good today. Slept okay last night. I think I had about 5.5 hours sleep, which is pretty good, really, I suppose. I've had the same kind of food as I had yesterday, so I had the same main meal, which was my steak and bacon soup. I've also had cottage cheese omelette tonight. Struggled with that a little bit because obviously it's a little bit more solid, but managed to eat through most of that. So yeah, feeling much better today. But I think obviously because my upper denture is loose, I'm struggling to use it properly yet. But the thing is, I can't use, I don't think I'm allowed to use anything to keep it in place for at least a week before obviously my I get some healing in my gums from where all my teeth were taken out. I've got a really bad sore mark down here as well. It's okay when the denture's in, but when I take the denture out and then put it back in, oh, it is really, really painful. So I need to talk to the technician about that when I go back later next week. So yeah, so far okay though. I am missing eating. I'm missing chewing steak. I'm missing my steaks. The soup made out of steak does not replace a steak, but you know, I'm sticking to carnivore, still on track. I've lost a couple of pounds since I came back from holiday, which is good because I obviously put some weight on whilst I was away. So I'm hoping to lose a few more pounds this week as I'm now, you know, proper back on. Plus, obviously, the diet I'm doing at the moment. So, yeah, catch you tomorrow and let you know I'm getting on tomorrow. Thanks up. Thanks for watching. Please watch my other videos. And if you want, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, keep following me for my journey with carnivore. Catch you later. Bye. Hi, what's going on? Big Dave, carnivore denture day 3, and you can tell I'm not wearing my dentures. Had a really bad night's sleep last night. It's the worst one I've had since I've had my teeth removed. As you can see, they did leave my lower canines in there to hold my lower plate in place, and those teeth were sharp, and they've been digging in during the night into my upper dentures, teeth gaps in the sockets, and I've bled quite badly, and as you can tell, I look tired, I feel tired. So I'm going to wash my mouth out now and just generally give the air a bit of a clean up and put the dentures back in. I've got a horrible feeling they're not going to go in properly. It's quite upsetting to see myself like this, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you know, I feel old. So it's part of the journey. I think that people do say that there's the physical part, but there's also the mental part where you're having to learn still having no teeth and how you look. And it's making me feel a little bit fed up, to be fair. So today's plan for food, I'm going to be making a slow roast pork so I can put it apart. Yeah, we'll see how I get on with that, but I need to get my teeth in, otherwise I'm not going to be eating anything. Okay, catch you later. Bye. Hi everybody, Big Dave, day 3. Just getting up. Dentures are in. Much better than my sleep last night. Still got a couple of sore spots on the bottom where my plate's touching my gum. So I need to speak to the technician about that. Yesterday, for food, I had slow roast pork, and I chopped it up into really small pieces. I'm mainly swallowing it. I'm not really chewing at the moment. I can't chew anyway. It's still too difficult. But I am practicing this morning. Just made myself an omelette. And I'm practicing chewing on that. I can chew on one side, but the other side's still quite painful. I mean, but it is only, you know, I had my teeth out midday Thursday. Today's now Monday, so still very early days. You can hear I'm still struggling talking, but that's because I think my top denture is loose, as my gums are starting to, the swelling's going down, and that denture's getting a bit loose now. So again, I'm seeing the technician on Wednesday, and you know, hopefully he can help me out with that. I can't use any fixative or anything like that yet because my gums are still too raw. So yeah, so carnivore wise, still managing to stick to the carnivore way of eating, you know, still get my meat and stuff like that. So it's not been as bad as I thought it would be. Yes, I'm having to eat more soft food. Today, I've just put some, the remainder of the pork in there. I've added a few spices just to spice it up a little bit. So it'll be like a pulled pork chili, I guess. But yeah, we'll see what that looks like later on. I'll take some photographs once I serve it. But so far, so good. Not really had any major. I'm missing having a nice steak. And if I could make a steak, and I probably could eat it, but I'd be chopping it into small pieces and just swallowing it. And obviously part of the enjoyment of a steak, you don't realise until you can't do it, is actually chewing on the steak, you know, properly eating, enjoying it. You know, just cutting into a piece, putting it in your mouth for a second and then swallowing it. It's not the same as the enjoyment of actually eating a steak, and I'm really missing that. So, but yeah, so far, sticking to carnivore, not had to go into eating, you know, soft foods like pasta and stuff like that. So far, everything's good. Lost a bit of weight again over the weekend. I think I said that in yesterday's video. I'll probably put these short ones together rather than having, you know, loads of little mini ones. But yeah, so far so good. And I'll show you a picture of my chili pork later on. Cheers, bye. Yeah, quick update. So I've just got back from the technician. Bottom teeth are in. Looking really good. Top teeth in. It's had to remove a little bit of the plastic on the gum. And yeah, much better. Taking away the pain straight away. And the teeth feel really good. So it's day 6, so I'm not eating anything solid now for 6 days. But I am starting to chew some of the soft stuff like the eggs and the mincemeat and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to eat today. I might try a burger or something like that and just cook it so it's still fairly moist, and then see if I can bite through a burger. That'd be nice. And yeah, I'll film that and catch you later. What's going on? How are you going? Okay, so this is day 6, carnivore with dentures. As you can see, I'm talking without my bottom dentures. So I didn't bother recording yesterday because I was in so much pain. So I thought it was kind of on the mend. First few days doing okay. Been eating mainly soups or stews made from steak and bacon and stuff like that. So sticking to carnivore, not bad. Then on today's Wednesday, Monday night, I was in a lot of pain. I was sleeping without my dentures, but I was just in pain. I felt like I'd, you know, almost like toothache where I haven't got teeth anymore. So I thought I might have what's called a dry socket. But when I did get up in the morning, took some painkillers, socket seemed to be okay. I've got, you know, a good sign is that you've got blood clots in the socket, so that shows you shouldn't have dry socket. Put my bottom denture in, and oh my God, it hurt me so much. So basically, I've got an ulcer in my lower jaw, where the dentures is obviously creating a pressure point on that part of my mouth. So yeah, I was in a lot of pain yesterday, didn't bother recording, was struggling to even eat yesterday, and I've got a meeting with my technician in about an hour's time. I'll put the bottom denture in before I go, but I've just figured give my mouth a bit of a rest this morning. Top denture's doing okay. I am actually using Fixodent at the moment because those upper gums have started to recede already, and that top denture will drop. Obviously, without a bottom denture, I can't talk properly, so you'd have to excuse me. But with Carnivore side of things, yeah, everything's really good still. I did have some eggs yesterday, even though everything else I was struggling with. Scrambled eggs, butter, and some bone broth that I've bought, and I'll do a bit about that as well because it's not homemade, but I was getting desperate for some bone broth, so I'll do a video on that as well, and I'll put the last few days together so there's a bit of a longer video really. But yeah, sticking to Carnivore still, but yeah, because I was in a lot of pain yesterday, struggled with the lower denture, so hopefully this afternoon that will get sorted and I'll do a catch up later. Okay, see you later. Hi everybody, it's Big Dave. So this will be day 8, I think, or day 9 after dentures fitted. I've not recorded the last couple of days. I've had a couple of bad days this week, struggling with eating, because I was in a lot of pain, especially at the start of the week. But went to see the technician on, I think it was Wednesday. I did have quite a bad infection in my lower part of my gum line, and he managed to kind of sort the denture out, and that took some pressure off the infection, so that's been a lot better. I'm using that Fixodent to hold the top ones in, and I can bite quite hard, so that feels a lot better today than it has done for the rest of the week. So when it comes to food, and I haven't been showing the food I've been cooking the last few days, so I'll either put this video up as, you know, day 4, 5, whatever, is one video, and I'll probably talk through what I have been eating over the last few days, but mainly, to be fair, I made a load of beef broth before I had the surgery. So because for me, beef broth is a really healing liquid, dead easy to take. If you've got an upset stomach, if you're coming away from having a bad cold, or just run down, or you're coming out of a long fast, I always find bone broth has been a really easy way for me to get back on track with my carnivore. Now, the one thing I have noticed this last week, I thought I would lose loads of weight because I wouldn't be able to eat my normal diet. I've actually gained weight now. I don't know why that is. Maybe because maybe because I'm out of a routine, or I have been taking extra painkillers because of the infection. Could be the antibiotics I was put on as well because of the infection. But either way, I put on 2 pounds this week. Now, I was a bit shocked about that, and I've noticed I've also had a few more aches and pains in my joints, which I haven't had for a long time. So my plan is, today I am going to try and have my normal kind of daily diet, which is, I normally have my day starts off with eggs of some sort with butter and bacon. That's usually my go-to lunch. Now, that could be in whatever way I do it. You know, it could be just classic bacon and eggs, or bacon scrambled eggs. It could be boiled eggs with cold bacon. So I'm going for that. Obviously, I'm going to have to cut my bacon up pretty small because I won't be able to chew it very well. So that's meal one. And I have actually taken some steaks out ready for tonight, and my plan is to potentially either air fry them, because I find when you air fry a sirloin or a ribeye, it's pretty tender, pretty easy to eat. Now again, I may well have to cut it up pretty small and then just try and chew it, but that's the plan. And then later on I'll be doing potentially another bone broth for, drink it like a soup or something like that. So yeah, that's the plan for today. I say I feel a lot better. I was really nervous, obviously, just over a week ago, being a carnivore, spending most of my day eating meat, chewing meat, and all of a sudden you're going to lose all your teeth. I have spoke to some other carnivores here in the UK. One lady I spoke to, she has no teeth, and she doesn't even use dentures, and she's a carnivore, and she eats steak and all of her meats, no problem. She's obviously got hard gums. She's not had any teeth for quite a while. She's not, she's only in her 40s, but she chose, she's been a carnivore for quite a long time, and she chose not to. She just struggled with her denture, so she just thought, well, if I can eat on my gums, I'll eat on my gums. And she just doesn't wear teeth. I've got a front-facing job, so I have to wear teeth. I deal with a lot of difficult conversations. My job involves, a lot of negotiation and talking with MDs and senior management of different businesses. And, the last thing I need is to be worrying about my teeth and how I look and things like that. So I'm going to have to, I've got to wear dentures. I've got to get used to it. And I am determined to get myself fully back on carnivore, and my way of life that I've done for the last year, because it has changed my life so much, and so much for the better. My year anniversary is coming up in 2 weeks' time, and I definitely, weight loss has always been an important part of it, but I've literally just finished race training. I'm preparing for selections to go for the World Championships. I have actually just been picked by one of the crews that I row for, but I'm hoping to get picked for another crew that I row for as well, because I'd rather row for them, to be honest. But yeah, 12 months ago, this is a guy, 22 stone, could hardly get out of his chair. I was in pain all the time, couldn't sleep properly. I was frustrated. I was really, really suffering from depression. I didn't realise how bad it was until I started to come out of it. I run, I walk, I hike, I competitively row. I'm happier at home. It's improved everything from my day-to-day life. My marriage is in a better place. My family life's in a better place. Me and my wife are doing so much more stuff together because I'm much more active. So yeah, carnivore has been life-changing, and I am determined to stick with that way of life. It suits me. And the one thing I haven't done, but in fact, when we finish this recording, I am heading over to a gym. And the one thing I've not done, and I used to be a really big weightlifter when I was younger. I used to love weightlifting. And it's not something I've actually introduced yet back into my, I see a lot of guys that started around about the same time as me. They're looking really good, and they train 4 or 5 times a week, and that's what I haven't done. I've been mainly doing running, walking, and rowing. So all cardiovascular. Obviously, there's a bit of resistance with the rowing, but I'm not doing any weightlifting, and that's certainly introduced to my routine. So yeah, we're off to visit a gym, and potentially join a gym today as well. So that would be my next sort of phase of carnivore. Like I say, I put a little bit of weight on. I think I'm just over 17 and a half stone maybe now, which means I've gained half a stone over the last month, which part of that month's been whilst I was away. I was on an all-inclusive holiday. I was eating, I was drinking. I was 90% clean carnivore, but like I say, I did drink, which is something I hadn't done for a very long time. And you know, they were cooking in vegetable oils, olive oils. There would have been a lot of other oils and stuff. It's impossible to be totally clean on all inclusive. You know, even if I said to the guys, "Can you just give me meat?" That meat's gonna be cooked in the way they cook it. So I tried. I don't think 14 days coming back with, you know, 4 or 5 pounds. It wasn't devastating, but I need to lose it again. And now I've got my teeth back and I'm kind of feeling a lot better. That's a goal for me to try and get back to 17 stone. I think we're the 10th of October at the moment, so the plan is by Christmas I'd like to be 16 stone, which was always my goal, to be 16 stone before the end of 2025. So I've got you know, a good stone and a bit to lose, and I think I can do that quite easily. And I think adding weightlifting is either going to help with the speed of that, or may slow things down if I start to gain muscle, which I imagine I will. But once the muscle's been gained and it becomes metabolic, on top of the carnivore, it should really be helpful. So yeah, that's today's catch up. I'm going to carry on keeping a bit of a diary. Of course, if you want to follow my journey, please do like and subscribe. I'm not looking to become some big YouTube influencer or anything like that. You know, I'm a 57-year-old fat man who's trying to get thin in the UK, and he's using carnivore to improve his life, get fitter, get healthier, and to regain all that life I've lost from the poisoning of carbs and sugar and all the other crap that you encourage to eat every single day on TV, you know, media, government websites, even doctors. All they want you to do is eat high processed sugar, because that's what they want to feed to masters and servants. I'm sure of it. They just want us to eat the rubbish, because it's a lot easier to grow a field full of wheat than it is to grow a field full of cows. And if you want to feed the masses, you feed them rubbish, basically. So, speak to you soon. Bye.